What's going on, workforce? Now, full disclosure, I'm going to be talking spoilers about the conclusion of Heavensward. So if you have not completed up to patch 3.56, I would not watch this video unless you want anything about the finale spoiled for you. But you've been warned, so let's talk about it. So first and foremost, Gosetsu, who's introduced as a part of the story, and we know that he's a character in Stormblood from obviously the trailer and the reveal, is awesome. He's by far the most interesting and entertaining character that I have seen introduced in this game in a long time. I immediately just was like, this guy is awesome, and it makes me want to play a samurai just to be able to experience him more. I hope that he's just not 100% tied in with samurais, that we are going to experience and interact with him on our day-to-day adventures in Liberation of Doma. So, and obviously this whole story in and of itself sets up Doma. It really starts to build, and you know, with the conclusion, with the fight that we're going to get to here in a second, it really has me excited to experience and see more about that world just from the interaction with Gosetsu and his interaction with Lady Yugiri. My hype is definitely building when it comes to Stormblood.
Yes? You're in Eorzea? Good God, man! Are you alright?
The biggest thing that I didn't see coming was the battle between Shinru and Omega. Now, for those of you who might not know, Shinru is a kind of a super boss legendary dragon that was introduced in Final Fantasy V, later ported into even previous incarnations of Final Fantasy, but you could see him throughout the series. He actually has a special relationship with Omega, which I found fascinating, that we could actually see these guys go at it, and the fight was epic. So the first thing, when he breaks out of his cocoon, it kind of calls back obviously to Bahamut and that calamity, and I was like, well, it's a dragon. I thought it was going to be one of the 12 gods that Ilzabard summoned, but it was a dragon, and then it kind of makes sense when you think about the Nidhogg's eyes and all of that, but his power was just unbelievable, and I felt it on the screen as the two of these creatures, well, this creature and this machine, were fighting it out and going head to toe. And so it was really exciting to see, and just the destruction that it wrought, while not calamitous for Eorzea, it seemed to really impact the Empire, and so they're going to have no choice but to respond. This in and of itself is kind of like that match in kerosene on this ever dormant, not necessarily Cold War, but really just kind of uniting the flames, really just igniting the flames that have just been brewing and building up. So I was so happy with this. I was so surprised, and it makes me excited to see Omega the Bend of Time and what Shinru is going to play a part in with 4.0. So if you haven't seen the cutscene, obviously it's either playing now or it's going to be playing at some point while I'm talking about this, and I am just so excited about it. I could watch that again and again and again. I don't know about you, but what do you guys think of that cutscene? And obviously the big, I guess, connection reveal is that the lady in red is Ida, but Ida, she's Lise, she's her younger sister who's been masking herself as Ida, and Ida apparently died 6 years ago, right before we kind of met her. So Lise takes on her sister's persona, takes on her mask, and this has been going on since 1.0. But what's interesting to think about is that any flashbacks from the Echo that happened prior to that are of her sister. So for the last 6 years, she's been masking herself as her sister, who I would assume, we presume, dead. You never know with death in this game. You can always see that characters can come back and surprise you, but I found that to be very powerful. Obviously, with the death of Papalymo, whether we see him again in Omega or even with Shinru, because he maybe was a part of that binding and summoning that he's joined there. But all in all, like, this was really impactful and really powerful stuff to see that, and also to have that reveal. So we now know, obviously, Ida, Lise, is the lady in red from the Stormblood trailer. So that has me really excited to see, and I'm really excited to learn more about her family. So they kind of teased about the Mad King. They did all the stuff that was talking about what was going on in Alamingo, and forgive any mispronunciations. I'm sorry, guys. But this is really, really impactful. This was a very, whether you cried or not, like this was a very emotional, this was a really good conclusion to Heavensward. I liked how, in contrast to A Realm Reborn, that there are some themes that are carried for, but here we are getting ready to go on the offensive. We haven't been defeated, we haven't been exiled, but we're stronger now because we've got the alliance, and now we're taking over the wall, and we're preparing for war, and war is on our doorstep. I like the final line where it's talking about a storm of blood. Obviously this is Stormblood we're talking about, and it was just a really fantastic way to conclude, and at the same time just to really get us ready for a new beginning. But I'm interested in your thoughts. This isn't just me talking to you. This is a conversation. So if you've seen this ending and you've experienced it, let's have that discussion in the comments below. I would love to know what stood out to you the most, what maybe I missed as a part of the story. And all in all, this is just a great way to conclude. Here we go. We're marching towards Stormblood. It is only 3 months away. Let's get ready. All right, that's all I've got for you guys today. I'd love to know your thoughts. Thanks so much for watching this video. This is Work to Game. My name's Brian, and I hope to see you in my next video. But until then, take care. Thanks so much for watching this video. If you want to check out any other videos, you should click over here. And then we've got like some kind of vlog thing down here in the corner. And then we've got like subscribe. Yeah, like that's really, you should totally do it. This was a complete disaster.